Hey, how y'all doing? Back again, another episode of It Factor. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson, and today we got my brother, someone special. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's going on? I go by the name of Brandon Jones, also known as Lou Screw, and we on the It podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that, man, how are you doing mentally, physically, emotionally, man? How you doing?
Man, mentally, man, I want to say I'm well. I'm a lot more sharpened, a lot more wiser this time around. It's just right now, man, I'm in a good space mentally.
Mm,
It's just like I don't have any like hindrances mentally, no mental obstacles. Like I don't have any limiting beliefs at this point. So it's like now my mind is just like clear to do anything and focus all my energy on everything that I'm trying to do.
got you. I like that. I like that. I like that, man. So with that, bro, I see you physically good because you work out all the time, so you
Oh man.
good in that area.
Hey, my motto is if it ain't consistent, keep your distance, man.
Yes, indeed. I like that. I like that. It's a motto that everybody should live on, man.
Yeah,
But everybody can't be what? Consistent. So
ain't
it
could be if they
could
decide
be, everybody don't choose to be. So with that, bro, I'm going ahead and jump into it, man. Tell me what went into you creating one day, bro. And what I know you've been doing music when we were back in high school. So like what keeps having you wanting to say, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah, man. What it really was, once I freed myself of like economic holes. That means it's like just being at jobs that I'm performing a duty at, but it's not benefiting my life.
Mm,
And it was just one of those things where like as a collective of thoughts along the encounters, the people that you deal with every day, it's like from a life coach standpoint, like it's my responsibility to help my clients build an action plan towards where they actually want to be, the
right.
things they desire in life. So when I started getting into from that perspective, it was like, okay, how do I help a person get from point A to point B? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to, initiating everything through my life coaching business, I started to see that not a lot of people like the idea of life coaching, but the process of actually going through it is something way more intense. So when it comes to initiating an action plan to say, all right, this is when we're gonna start, this is when we're gonna do this. Everybody was just like, well, one day I'm gonna do it. One day I'm gonna start. And for me, I'm more so like I believe in now, like
Right.
not the future. You got to do something right now. So I feel like that's when the artist side of me just kicked in and just took that concept and vocalized it and just was like, you know what, man, I know every day of the week,
Mm-hmm.
but what is one day?
Right.
Like, I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but what is Monday? Excuse me, what is one day? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
from that concept, I just took it and ran with it, and now the world got access to one day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And in that, man, with you being a life coach, I think about it like this. With me being able to be what computer science is was as an engineer and do this, and people tell me, hey, man, you good at podcasts. To be good at this is because I put time into it. So with
Right.
you being a life coach, man, you put time into it. I see on social media the different things that you do. How did that impact you? Like seeing these people like, hey man, I'm teaching them how to start or they gonna get over that one day. How did that set you back and like, dang, B Jones ain't I'm saying that they need to be doing this, but what do I need to do to make sure that I'm living what I'm speaking out?
Most definitely. And I think that with me, I do well with pressure, and I like putting pressure on myself, especially when it comes to stepping up to the plate or being that responsible person or the bigger person in the situation. And it eats me up to speak something but not be living it myself. So for me it was just like, how can I tie in everything as a collective, as a whole. And I just went to really just understanding, okay, becoming a life coach, being a mentor, being a speaker, those are intellectual properties that I have as assets now. And it's like, okay, if anybody say, okay, well, what are you doing then to keep yourself out of that one day? Well, I became this, which helps me
Mhm.
to You know, I got tools and resources that help me to not be stagnant on just the time that we at now. I'm gonna do something right now. You know, so then it's just even just as a person myself, outside of being anything, I can't be anything that I am today without the repetition and the consistency. You know, so for me, it's like, you know, as the book that I like is As a Man Thinking. And it's like and he speaks in the book to just say that anything that a man has acquired in life is because of his own effort and consistency. It's not because nobody just gave him something. He actually had to want it for himself. You know, so for me, I feel like I just had to want it for myself and be that example instead of the excuse. You
I
know,
like that. I like that. I like that. So, in man, what is your it factor, man? Why you do what you do?
gotta be my passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's I feel like there's nothing else. Nothing else matter if the passion isn't there.
Yes,
You
indeed.
know, and I feel like whatever a person is passionate about, that's what they'll eventually work themselves back to. You know,
Right.
because everybody started off wanting to do something in life that they were passionate about, but we don't even understand the domestication phase that we go through throughout the years that just dumb that down. And you know, you lose not necessarily the passion, but you lose the connection from the
Mm-hmm.
realistic standpoint. Internally, you got the passion, but externally, it's not matching what you're seeing at the time. You know, so for me, it's just my passion gets me through everything, bro. Like I'm very passionate about the psychology of people, the
Mm-hmm.
behavior of people, just understanding just human relations, you know. And I always had the question of why think certain things are going on. Why the does this group of people act like this? And then with my background in psychology, man, it just helped me to understand it's never the person. It's just the behavior that we don't like.
Yes, indeed,
So
man.
so my passion for just wanting to understand the psychology of life is my it factor.
Got you. I like that. I like that too. How you can now you're a life coach, you're a public speaker, you're an artist. With all those things, it's like if I would have known in high school, like, dang, this man is something else. Because I know the athlete you were. So
Mhm.
in seeing that, bro, and just seeing where you are now, I would say, how much would you say your upbringing helped you to get to even where you are now? With you being that passionate athlete that I know.
I feel like it had everything to do with where I'm at now
Mhm.
because you know coming from our type of environment,
Right.
especially living here in Atlanta, it's easy for me to get people to understand it when I talk in numbers. You know, when I
Mhm.
talk demographics or statistics. So excuse me, when I'm talking to people and I may say, what's the gap or how do you bridge the gap between a child that comes from a population of 800 people to a population of 6.6 million people in the metro Atlanta area? And everybody's kind of like, what? A population of 800 people, 1,000 people. It's like, yeah, that's where I come from. That's my upbringing, you know.
Mhm.
And for me, it's always been, how can I do the opposite of what I have right now? You know, we see things that's portrayed through media, the music. So it gives you that inquisitiveness to just want to ask yourself, what would my life be like if I could attain that?
Mhm.
So I feel like with my upbringing, I had more than enough examples of why I should do the opposite of where I come from. You know,
Definitely. I would definitely say the same too, because I know we all have been through some things, and even coming up here now, buying a home, a lot of people do ask, like, "Hey, man, when you left home, you never look back," and it's like, look back at what? Like,
should
what
I?
was I, what was I gonna go back to? I have a wife that's from Maryland that she can go. Like Maryland is a nice place, big size place, stuff like that. But you can go back home. I go back home. Half my family gone from there. Half of y'all, all my people I grew up with, gone because most people that are there, not saying that they're not doing amazing things. Some of them are, but I had to leave. For me, I had to go. I had to go to Propel, and once you do leave, it's a lot of times you're like, I don't even want to. I go back and like volunteer or do something, but I ain't going back to live there.
The energy, just the energy is different,
Right.
especially when you've been exposed to different types of perspectives. You can't, you know, it's like going on a first class trip on a
Mm-hmm.
plane and you always roll basic. It's like that one time that you had to ride first class, you'll never forget that experience. And every time that you fly, you gonna want to be more of like in that type of class. You either want to be in first class or comfort plus, because you understand the perspective that you got from like being exposed to that type of environment. So yeah, anytime you go to a new environment, man, it changes your mind, especially when you come from a place that didn't show you these type of things were available.
Definitely, definitely. So in that, man, what you want to be remembered for when it's all said and done?
That's a good question, man.
That's a tough one.
I feel like, yeah, because it's a complex question, man, because how do you know what exactly you're doing is gonna be remembered?
Mm-hmm.
When people forget so many things, but I feel like that the lane that I'm in, it's one of those lanes that I'm touching lives of people, and I just want to be remembered for always looking for the greater good. Always being a solution-based person when it comes to problems. And most importantly, just being that beacon of light in my own environment of darkness. We come from a place that it's not a lot of light shining there. So for me, it's just I just pray that I always I'm in a position to be able to be that beacon of light, man, for the Most High, man. And that's all I really want to be remembered for. Just doing what I love and actually impacting people through doing what I love.
Yeah, man, you definitely doing that. That's what I seen even before Daniel was saying anything. I always followed you, and I'm like, man, bro, doing some good stuff, bro. And he from where I'm from. I'm showing my wife, showing my friends, bro, outside of Daniel, and people. Daniel just like, bro, yeah, you got to bring him on the show, bro. Y'all in Atlanta. I'm like, we gonna do more together, man. But like, just hearing you now, you already doing that, bro. You already shining that light that you're supposed to shine, and I feel like a lot of times you do stuff and people don't never say anything. But I'm the person that's gonna be like, you doing it. Just keep doing it. Because when I heard the song, or when I see you speak, or when I see you do anything, bro, you can be working out. I'm like, dang, I need to get up and go box today. I need to make sure, I need to make sure my brother doing this. So I need to make sure I'm doing it. So
but with that, man, I just it's like where I'm at in life right now, man. I'm setting my own standard of operation. And it's like every we remember Chick-fil-A for their service.
Right.
It's simply their service. And like for me, I always have to ask myself, what service am I doing to people today? And that's every day that I wake up. Every time, and it's because somebody might have went on my page Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, seen that I was in the gym, and then on Thursday they woke up and probably was looking for me to be in the gym, and I'm not there. And it's like, dog, and is this man, God always has a way of showing you that your works are never going overlooked or just not being noticed, because I just look at the magnetism of things in my life, bro. Like at this point, I don't really have to ask for anything. Everything that I seek to do, it just gravitates towards me. From the resources to the people to the actual tools that we're gonna use to actually complete the objective of whatever we're doing. So yeah, that's every time I that's my goal is just to have a blueprint for myself to the point where when people say, like when I actually get to a point where I'm famous, man, like, yeah, he really put in that work though.
Yes, sir.
Honestly.
Yes, sir. I like that, man. I say so. In that, man, what would you say is some of your ultimate life goals? Like
My
that.
ultimate life goals. Oh, my ultimate life goals has always been to one of my goals I'm actually like living now, is actually providing myself with a platform to be able to be a life coach, a mentor, motivational speaker, being in school for psychology. It's like, and being an advocate in the community. One of my life goals has always been to get people to remove the stereotypical lenses or the categorical lenses and learn to accept a person for not just being one thing, I think that's the thing. That's something that always hindered me in life, and I always wanted to set that goal to say, you know what? When I leave this earth, man, people are gonna realize, dog, I could have been more than just this, or I
Yes,
could have been more
sir.
than just that, you know. And I just want to be, I just want to be like on top of all of my life goals when it comes to social change. You know, a lot of big life goals of mine is social change. You know, when I look at a lot of the things that even our culture is going through, it's for me, I don't do well with just talking about the problems.
Yeah.
I'm very solution based, so I'm always trying to find things to make me uncomfortable. You know, I would say a life goal of mine is just to master the art of being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know then my ultimate goal in life is just change,
Yes, sir.
evolution at that point. You know, just consistent evolution is like my main life goal, and that's through everything that I'm doing, and just to tie all of it in, and to not leave not one bit out of the picture. You know, when you put my titles up, I wanted to just be like, oh, they still going? Yes, because this is the much he acquired while he was there.
Yes, sir, man. And you changing the narrative because you made me think about some things. I know. I told a guy at work one day. He's like, "You do a podcast? You an author? You a husband? You do this?" He just going down the line. I'm like, "Ain't this what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to get everything you can out of life. You're supposed to squeeze all the juice out of that dang orange of life. That's
Yeah,
what you're supposed to
man.
do."
I totally agree, man. But it's just we haven't been taught that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you know, that's why a lot of times I don't fault the people at all. It's, you
Hmm.
know, a lot of the things that we limit ourselves to thinking the way we do, it's all systematic.
Right.
It's systemically set up to be that way.
Hmm.
And that's why, you know, that's why I'm being the vessel myself for where I'm at and what I'm doing, because it takes an individual effort collectively though. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
everybody collectively doing their individual job.
Yes, sir.
And
Right.
and you are an example of that. I'm an example of that, and other people that we know are collectively an example of that. And I just feel like where we at right now, man, we the millennials, you
Hmm.
know. So if anybody's going to change the narrative for the next few years or to come, it's going to be us. It's
Yes,
going to
sir.
be us that's going to do it within our time here.
Yes, sir. You're right about that. So before we do close, man, you have any questions for me?
Um, well, I mean, as a brother, man, how you doing mentally, physically, emotionally? You know, I got that because as
Uh-huh.
a life coach, those are questions I have to ask you too.
Yeah. So mentally, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing better than I have been, man. I lost my mom last year, so in that just working through that, it's a life thing. You have to do day by day, you know.
Yeah.
But as far outside of that, just having a wife I have, friends, being able to do the things I do, it keep me straight mentally, man. And doing this actually keep me straight. It's like church, bro. Like
Yeah.
I feel good that God blessed me with this podcast, man. It helped me out a lot, you
So
know.
so this is like therapeutic for you then.
Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely.
That's
Hearing
good.
about y'all, man, or meet somebody, or a person that I always wanted to meet or interview, it means everything to me. It means the world, you know.
Yeah.
And
Cause
then
I even
basically,
when I seen you had that was Ryan Clark on
uh-huh.
the right. Now, when I seen that, I was like, yeah, man, that's good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. So I
Yeah.
just strive, bro. Just wrote my book, man, The Art of Network. I'm about to get it to you when I'm done, got it published and everything, because I'm actually telling how I did that, like how I reach out to people. Because again, like we said earlier, you got to stay consistent in things you want. That's just like we played ball against Roquan. I was telling, we all know him, but I'm just like, dang, bro, I got to get him on, bro. It's all season. We got to see what we got to do. Or even with my cousin, I'm like, he been so busy. I got to see what I can do to get these people on because they got a story to tell. And a lot of these big podcasts don't actually be going for people like him. But I'm like, he the best linebacker in the league. Like, been there for years.
You know, man, it's one of those things that like that's one of the main factors of my motivation though.
Hmm.
Because once again, bro, I always harp on my population that I came from in Marshallville is 1,000 people, 800 people.
Right.
For me to be where I'm at in life at
Mm-hmm.
29, bro, and it's like when I really see where I'm at now, it shows me where I could have been had I had access to this knowledge way before.
There you go.
And it's like seeing people like Roquan, and this is like that's my blood, that's my family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just for me to see him get to the heights of where he is now. Just think about it though. Year one, we seen that he was, I would say, overlooked when it came to the stats. Year
Yes, sir.
two, overlooked for the Pro Bowl. And it's like, oh, y'all don't see how good he is?
Right.
But from a society standpoint, it's like, I get it though.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a system. And when you go into the NFL, it's all about the hype around your name. Not saying it wasn't a lot of hype around his name, but it's like, when the last time somebody like him came through and did it the way he did?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And it's like, it's to a point where numbers don't lie, so you got to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for his mental tenacity to be able to say, I'm gonna make sure I stay consistent and just, even though I'm being overlooked, that day coming.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, look at him now. He's $100 million man.
Right. That's how it's supposed to be. And that like people like him, people like Bud, people like just going down the line, even the people like you said, Ryan Clark, being able to interview those people, man, let me know I'm doing something right. But everybody to me put on their pants the same way I do. I look at everybody the same when it comes to the podcast. And I think that I know that's gonna keep me growing, man, because every time I interview somebody, they're like, dang, bro, I feel like I was on Wild Wild. I'm like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to feel, man. It's a network, and we're gonna keep this thing growing, bro.
Yeah, man, I commend you, bro. I say keep it going, man. I'm glad to see you doing this.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's something that you receiving a therapeutic release from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with everything that you have going on mentally, man. We have to find things to keep our mind going.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you know, the moment we allow our mind to become idle and stagnant, you know, that's the devil's playground, man. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
so you know, I like I said again, man, I commend you on everything that you're doing, bro. And in
Thank
any way that I can help and assist, man, you know, always feel free to reach out to me. You
you.
know,
Definitely will, man. So we'll be talking, bro. We'll definitely be talking, man. You let me know if you need anything too, man. I'm here in Atlanta. I got my house in Hateville, so you always welcome to come up,
okay, you're
man.
not far. Okay, I'm up in Smyrna.
All
I'm
right,
up in
man.
Smyrna.
All right, cool, man.
Smyrna,
But
man.
yeah, we got to see if we can do this in person, man, in a couple of months once this come out.
Yeah, you know, had I known exactly where you were,
Uh huh.
I would have scheduled to come in person. I didn't even know that you stayed here in Atlanta, bro. I
Oh
didn't know.
yeah, man. Dang. See.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't even
now,
know.
now you know, bro. I'm here, man.
And you know, I got a lot of things that I be doing just within the community, bro. You
Mhm.
know, so even just with just branding purposes, getting your name out there, it's a lot of, bro, it's a lot of doors that's open to me that's not even open to celebrities.
Yes, sir.
Like, as you know, as a life, you know, that's the thing I like about the whole life coaching side of me and the artist side, because you know, as an artist, there's only certain doors that may be open to you based upon the appearance.
Right.
Then when I switch it up and it's like we're on a whole nother platform now, I can get into doors that the biggest rappers in the world can't even get into.
Sir.
You know, so it's just I'm always surrounded by people that's making, they can actually make a move in life. You know, it's a different between people with power and people that's in positions of power.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a person that I got position of power. I'm around people that's in positions of power. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
so like I say, man, any way that I can help you, bro. And anytime I'm having any community events going on, I make sure that I let you know. You know, actually,
Right.
like right now I'm working on a wellness drive for women.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be called Menstrual Health Matters Wellness
Mm-hmm.
Drive. You know, and it's gonna be a drive where we do something different. We do the opposite of what's the norm. You know, I haven't seen an artist that has came and catered to the women on a level that we can't even physically understand.
Right.
but we can educate ourselves on it to learn how to be, better of support. You know, even with your wife, you know, there's certain things that when she sees that you're educated on certain things that don't even have nothing to do with you as a man, it's
Right.
like, oh, you got
Gonna
my
take it to another level.
yeah, it take you all the way to another level. So, you know, I always got to be creative in everything that we doing, man.
That's what's up, man. I love that, man. I love to be a part of that, bro. But you got me now, man. I'm gonna shoot you my number and everything too, bro. So
Yeah, most
we can stay in
definitely, man.
contact, man.
I'm glad I got the chance and the opportunity to connect with you, man. And yeah, we're gonna make sure that we keep it consistent from here.
Yes, sir, man. Well, take it easy, man. Have a great day, rest of your day, and great weekend, man.
Hey, you do the same, man. Be blessed, man.
All right, you too, bro.
Yes, sir.